So today we have a distinguished guest with us. Her name is Josette. She is a patient of mine that has lost about 50 pounds in our weight loss program. So welcome, Josette.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here and talking to people about your weight and weight loss. So it started a little while ago. So you lost 50 pounds and now you're in the maintenance program.
Yeah.
Let's start about how this whole thing started.
It started because I needed to have a family doctor, and I couldn't find one. So I went to the private sector, your
Yeah.
office, and when we ran the blood test and everything, uh, the results were good, but of course my weight was an issue.
So you came for a medical checkup
Yes.
initially.
Yes, initially.
Absolutely. So in our medical checkup at our clinic, we do also body composition analysis. And that's when the revelation came.
Yes. It was not a surprise, I knew that I had too much weight.
Yeah.
But I needed a déclic, to
For sure to
get started.
So Josette is 5'2", and she used to weigh 180 pounds, and today she's 130 more or less. But at the time when we did a body analysis, she had little muscle mass, and 50% of her body was actually, you had 50%, 50.5% percentage of body fat.
Yeah.
Which was quite excessive. Half of your body
Yes.
was. So we talked about that, and that was sort of a trigger, a wake-up call
Yep.
to say we need to do something. So you started in our weight loss program. I give you the option, you do it on your own or you join a program, but losing 5, 10, 15 pounds is one thing. Having to lose 50 pounds of fat is
That's
something
a lot.
else. So you started in our weight loss program. How did you find it? Was it difficult? Was it?
It was very easy. I was surprised because when we decided on the 50 pounds or 60 pounds, I was like, wow, that's a lot of weight to lose. I don't know if I can do it. But with the medication, with the Ozempic, it went really well and really fast.
Yes. So in our weight loss program, our goal is to help our patients change their lifestyle. So the program is based out of 4 things: diet, exercise, medication, and technology. So nowadays we have medications that have completely changed the landscape of weight loss. If we talk about Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, Zepbound, what do these medications do? They have an effect on appetite and feeling full. So what did you experience when you were on these medications? Tell me a little bit about what you felt.
I felt very good because, we went slowly.
Yeah.
The dose was very mild when we started.
Absolutely.
And I had a little bit of nausea, but that was very small. And as soon as I get used to the medication, it was mild and then it was gone. So it was not a big thing.
But how about with respect to hunger? How did you feel with that?
It was very easy because I was not hungry. I was able to eat small portion.
Yeah.
And stick to it.
Yeah.
And even if I see something that I'd like very much,
yeah.
when I had the sentiment that I was full, I was able to say no to a lot of junk food that maybe you can see sometimes in restaurants and whatever. So it was easy to make the good decision.
So these medications help patients by lowering their hunger. So they feel less hungry, but they also feel full more quickly. So what happens is that patients start to cut down their portions. And as she mentioned, most of our patients do not have any side effects whatsoever. Over 85% of our patients, about 15% can have a little bit of gastrointestinal side effect. In her case, she felt a little bit of nausea, but it wasn't a major factor. You're very functional.
Very mild.
And it was mild. And it's usually transient, especially when we increase the dosage. lasts about 2-3 days, and it sort of fades away. So the medication comes by injection. Initially, you were a little bit
Yes.
refractory about
Yeah.
this,
Mhm.
but was it painful?
No,
No.
really, it was not.
So it comes by injection with a pen, and that you twist in order to dial it up so that you have the right dosage. And the needle is very small. When our patients inject themselves, they hardly feel it. And you inject yourself once a week, so it's very easy. So on one hand, there is a medication to reduce appetite, to make you feel full. On the other hand, it's about exercise. So what do? We put our patients on a smart watch and a smart scale, and we get the data here. So we're able to track everything that they do, how many minutes of exercise, how many steps they do, how many calories they spend. So tell us about this process, because there was the watch and there was also the team. So
Yes.
tell me a little bit about how you were before starting our program in terms of activity, and how we helped you through the
Yeah.
process.
Well, I was not a person who didn't like exercise at all. I was not doing anything special, just I was an active person, but not a sportive person.
Yeah.
So with the program, I started to walk a little bit more. For me, it was a big thing to do.
Sure.
And with the team in place, once a week we did Zoom.
Yeah.
So we kept in touch.
Yeah.
So it helps you to stay,
On track.
on track because people are
Yes.
calling you and
Because you're accountable.
yes.
Yeah. All of a sudden you
I
become
think
accountable
when you're alone, it's easy to say, okay,
to deviate.
yes,
Sure.
I don't need to do that this week, and
For
maybe not next week because I have something else to do. So when you have somebody watching you, really, it's a good thing for people like me.
So you're not unlike a lot of my patients. What do we see? When you started the program, you're 60 years old. So for me, that's young.
Yes.
But what do we see? A lot of patients are very sedentary. Over the years, they may have been active when they were young, but with life, kids, family, work, this and that, they become more and more sedentary, which was your case.
Yes.
And, with time, you accumulate weight and you get used to it. You become less active, more short of breath, so you don't move much. So it's a vicious circle. So in her case, we had to get her off the ground, like most of our patients. So the watch really helps because it gives us a tracking system, not only for us, but also for her. So she was able to see how many steps she was doing today versus yesterday, or this week versus last week, or this month versus last month. And it gives also an incentive. The second part, as we talked about, is accountability. So when she was accountable to herself, but also accountable to the program, and we follow our patients on a weekly basis, we go over everything that happened during the week, the activity, the medication, and so on and so forth. And that kept her in line and on track. And the big thing is that she didn't have to fight hunger through the process. So what's difficult when patients go to a traditional weight loss program, going to see a dietitian, other programs, or I don't want to name them here, but the difficult part is fighting hunger. And hunger is a very powerful sensation.
Yes.
So I'm sure you've tried in the past, and people get discouraged.
Yeah.
In our program, the patients do not fight hunger throughout the program. That's what makes it easy.
Yeah.
So you were able to lose about 50 pounds, mostly fat. You hardly lost any muscle in our program, and we track that because throughout the program we do body composition and we adjust the program to maximize fat loss and minimize muscle loss. Then you graduated.
Yeah.
So now you're in the maintenance phase, you're off the medication.
Yeah.
So the goal of the program, so we have 2 phases in the program at Physimed. Phase 1 is reaching your goals. Phase 2 is the maintenance program where we wean you off the medication. So you've been off the medication. tell us about this because you were a little apprehensive initially. So
Yeah,
I want to
think
hear.
I think most people, are afraid of those medication because they say, "What happened when you stop taking the medication? Are you getting the weight all back?" And so far, I've been able
To maintain
to
very
maintain.
well.
Yes,
So this is a very good thing. A lot of people have a misconception that if you're on these medications and you stop it, oh my God, you're gonna regain it all back. The answer is no. You won't gain it back if you change your lifestyle. So the goal of our program is to help you change your lifestyle. And Josette has done exactly that. Not only for in terms of being more active, which she is, but also in terms of choices of food she makes and whatnot, which we've worked on during the program. And she's able to maintain the weight very nicely. She's not suffering, and it's been a real, and we see that with all our patients. We have hundreds of patients in the program, and all our patients that go through this, change of lifestyle, they're able to maintain it very nicely. I want to dwell on something. So, how did you feel physically before your weight loss? And how do you feel physically today?
I think there's a big difference. I have more energy now.
Yep.
Before, I was sitting and falling asleep on the couch, and after dinner, something like that. Now I know that I have more energy. I'm able to do things. I'm able to walk a lot. When you travel and you walk a lot. So and
So
I'm not that tired.
one thing that you do a lot is you get to travel. Now you're
Yeah.
sort of retired or whatever, so you get to travel, but you're able to enjoy it
Yes.
because you're able to do a lot more, right?
Yes.
You mentioned something about your grandchildren.
Yes.
So tell me before versus now.
Well, I'm able to enjoy them and to play with them.
Yeah.
And for the future too, I want them to see a grandma that they will remember doing things with them, not only visiting an old woman.
Right, for
So,
sure.
For
So
me,
you're
it's
able to
important.
keep up
Yes.
more now that you were before.
And see them grow as long as I can. So
For sure.
I
Very
did it
nice.
for me, and you did it for people you love too. So
It's very nice. Nice to hear. It's a very good line. We also, something we undermine is the impact, or underestimate, I should say, is the impact of the weight loss on the mental aspect. So we know that weight loss helps blood pressure, helps blood sugar, helps cholesterol, helps you physically with your aches and pain. You mentioned at one point that you had plantar fasciitis.
So I don't have it anymore.
Exactly.
That was one of the things, that keeps you from doing sports or walking.
Yeah.
When
So you were suffering from pain in your feet.
Yeah.
But because of the weight loss and getting fit or whatnot, you don't experience it.
No, so I can walk.
So let's go back. So we know that it helps on the physical aspect, but what we see a lot is that it also helps on the mental aspect. So I want to dwell with that a little bit. So how has this impacted you mentally?
I think I was always a happy person, always. But of course, losing that weight, and I love to shop. So it's very nice to change all your wardrobe to
for sure.
a smaller size. So
Yeah.
and it's nice, to try a little dress and you look good in it and you feel good,
So one thing that I see with my patients is that, and we have hundreds of patients in our program, over 95% success rate. My patients start gradually to feel good about themselves. They feel happier. They're smiling a lot more. Their energy goes up. It's a beautiful transformation that I witness myself with all my patients. So it has definitely, the self-esteem goes up. So it has a big impact on the patients as well mentally. So Josette, thank you so much for your testimonial. Maybe one thing, if you had to advise somebody who is right now struggling with weight, and we have a lot of people,
Yeah.
as you know, that struggle with weight, what would you say to them if you had a message to give them?
I would tell everybody, don't wait, don't lose time. Time is precious. It's
Yeah.
precious, and it's an easy way to reach your goal.
Yeah.
Because you won't feel any hunger, and you will succeed. I did it, and I was very surprised when we first discussed like losing 50 pounds, but
Yeah.
we made it. So don't
So,
wait and try it.
very nice message is don't wait. But you said something, you were surprised. And I have to tell you, a lot of my patients are absolutely surprised by the amount of weight they're able to
Mhm.
lose in a relatively short time. It doesn't happen over a weekend. It's going to take months, depending on how much weight you need to lose. It's not going to happen over a weekend, but it does happen effortlessly. And patients are quite surprised at the amount of weight that they're able to lose just by changing their lifestyle. So, message today is if you're thinking about it, just don't hesitate. Message is time passes,
Yeah.
and you know, we have tools today that we
Yes.
didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it much easier.
Yeah.
Thanks again, and best of luck for the future.
Thank you.
Excellent.